The Super Eagles of Nigeria will be in action tomorrow in the ongoing African Cup of Nations as Nigeria will take on Tanzania, the Taifa Stars of Tanzania, in the ongoing African Cup of Nations in their first match of the group phase. The Taifa Stars of Tanzania, as they are popularly called, even though the name Taifa Stars comes as a combination of Tanzania mainland and the Zanzibar Island. So the word Taifas in Swahili actually means nations. So if both teams, if the mainland and the island is what comprises the Tanzanian national team, then that is the nation star, because the word Taifas in Swahili actually means nation. So in the ongoing African Cup of Nations tomorrow, it is the Super Eagles of Nigeria versus the Taifa Stars of Tanzania, and it's definitely going to be a cracker. So in this video, we're going to preview the game. We're going to preview the game between Tanzania versus Nigeria. I'll give you the team news and my predicted 11 going into tomorrow's encounter against Tanzania. But then, before we take a look at the preview of the African Cup of Nations between the Super Eagles of Nigeria and the Taifa Stars of Tanzania, the Afcon kicked off yesterday with the host nation Morocco getting their campaign off to a winning start, defeating Comoros by 2-0. And in the time of this video recording, Mali versus Zambia are currently playing goalless draw. Just like yesterday, Morocco missed a penalty kick in the 11th minute as Ibrahim Diaz's penalty was saved by the Comoros goalkeeper in the 11th minute, Yannick Pendok. Today also, Mali was awarded penalty and it was saved by the Zambian goalkeeper. So it's an interesting game in the Afcon ongoing, full of drama and action. So in this video, we're going to preview, like I said earlier, we'll preview the game between the Super Eagles of Nigeria versus Tanzania. Going into this particular game, all I want the Super Eagles to actually do is to get back our identity. When I say get back our identity, the identity I mean here is that in the African continent, Nigeria is known as the giant of Africa in football, and as such, going into this Afcon in Morocco, all we just want is our identity to be recognized once again. And that is just the message I have for the Super Eagle. We have an identity when it comes to football, because going into this particular game, currently, the Super Eagles of Nigeria are placed 38 in the world of football according to FIFA ranking. And the Taifa Stars of Tanzania are currently 112th or 120 thereabout in the FIFA ranking. In Africa, Nigeria is currently placed 5th in the ranking, while Tanzania is currently placed 27th in the ranking. So our identity is just what I want us to actually restore back. 5th position versus 27th position in the continent of Africa will go head on tomorrow in the African Cup of Nations. I know ranking doesn't play football. Tactics and counter-tactics, it's what actually get the job done. But I believe the Super Eagles of Nigeria have all it takes, going all out in order to stun the Taifa Stars of Tanzania. The Super Eagles of Nigeria are going into this particular encounter as a wounded lion, having missed out from qualifying for 2026 World Cup that will be co-hosted by the United States of America, Canada, and Mexico. So the identity I'm talking about here is the identity we are known for in football. If we take a look at what we did in 1994 when we won the Afcon for the second time, the squad there went on to take part in US 94 World Cup. And as at that time, in 1994, Nigeria was 5th in the world when it comes to football. That is our identity. That is where we actually belong. And that is the identity I actually want the Super Eagles of Nigeria to reclaim back going into this Afcon as we begin our campaign tomorrow against Tanzania. So, if we take a look at the squad of 1994 that actually wrote the name of the Super Eagles of Nigeria in gold, I can actually say we have a replica of that team currently under the management of Eric Chell. So, the Super Eagles of Nigeria in 1994, lots of legends actually paraded that team. the like of Peter Rufai of blessed memory, Stephen Keshi of blessed memory, that actually won the 2013 Afcon for the Super Eagles of Nigeria. In South Africa, we have the likes of Austin Eguavon, Mobi Okbaraku, Sunday Olise, Daniel Omokachi, Samson Siasia. You can go on and name those legends that actually wrote the name of Super Eagles in gold pen in the world of football, and that actually stamped the identity of Nigeria when it comes to football in the global scene. And that is the identity I actually want the Super Eagles of Nigeria to go all out in this Afcon to actually reclaim. It's a battle of the trophy or nothing less. And that is my expectation for the Super Eagle going into this particular campaign. Get the trophy and nothing less. That is just our aim going into this. So, the last time the Super Eagles of Nigeria and the Taifa Stars of Tanzania actually met in a competitive game was the Afcon qualification in 2016. And over 2 legs, the Super Eagles of Nigeria picked 4 points on the edge of the Taifa Stars of Tanzania, playing goalless draw at Tanzania and defeating them by 1-0 in Nigeria. So that is the only competitive game the Super Eagles of Nigeria and Tanzania have actually met in time past. So coming into this game, there's no doubt, no minus when it comes to the Afcon, because every team that qualifies to the Afcon actually work hard to be there. But then, when I look at the identity of Super Eagles of Nigeria and look at the caliber of players which we are actually going to parade in this particular competition, we have what it takes to actually brush the Tanzania, talking about the Taifa Stars, aside by a very good margin without conceding a goal. Because our aim going into this particular competition, my expectation is to see Stanley Nwabali being named the best goalkeeper of the tournament. He was actually quite close in 2023 before he actually lost out when Nigeria lost the final to Ivory Coast. So going into this particular competition, we have the names, we have the names, we have the squad, we have the players that can actually get the job done. So without wasting much of time going into this particular game, the squad that Eric Chell actually selected for this Afcon, the 3 goalkeepers for this particular encounters are Stanley Nwabali, Francis Uzo, and Amas Obasogi. Maduka Okoye actually left out in this particular squad. The defenders are Calvin Bassey, Zaidu Sanusi, Simi Ajayi, Bruno Yemachi, Igo Ogbu, Chidozie Awazie, Bright Osai Samuel, and Ryan Adiebosu. The midfielders are Wilfred Ndidi, Frank Onyeka, Fisayo Dele Bashiru, Mohamed Osman, Alex Iwobi, Ebenezer Akinsamiro, Raphael Onyedika, and Tochukwu Nnadi. While the forwards are Ademola Lookman, Victor Osimhen, Ako Adams, Samuel Chukwueze, Cyril Dessers, Salim Fago, Moses Simon, Chidera Ejuke, and Paul Onuachu. So those are the squad that are actually available for the Afcon going into this particular tournament and the first game of the group stage in Group C against Tanzania. So my predicted 11 going into this particular encounter, how Eric Chell will line up the team. In goal will be Stanley Nwabali. The fullback will be Zaidu Sanusi at the left back, and Bright Osai Samuel will play the right back position. The centre back pairing will be Simi Ajayi and Kelvin Bassey. The 3 midfielders, I will go with Wilfred Ndidi, Alex Iwobi, and Ako Adams. With Ako Adams playing the number 8 role and Alex Iwobi will play the number 10 role, while the three attackers up front, the right wing will be Samuel Chukwueze and the left wing will be Ademola Lookman. Up front will be Victor Osimhen. Wow. This selection I've actually predicted going into this particular encounter is just enough to get the job done for Super Eagle. And I love the tactics. I love the tactical approach of Eric Chell, the way he approached his game. That is what the Super Eagles have been missing for a very long time. And when I talk about identity, that is what we are known for. Attacking style of football, from the rear upward, getting the ball to the opposition team and making sure they are being punished severely with possession and also creativity in the middle of the park. So going into this particular game, I have no much worries. There's no much worry going into this particular game against the Taifa Stars of Tanzania, as the Super Eagles of Nigeria are ever ready, fully ready for the task ahead. The mission for this Afcon, for emphasis, the mission going into this Afcon is to reclaim our identity as the giant of Africa when it comes to football, and also to come back with the trophy. The trophy or nothing. All we just need in this Afcon is the trophy. We have actually missed out qualifying for the World Cup from the group phase automatically, as we actually allowed the ticket slip to the Bafana of South Africa. We're given a lifeline through the playoff to see if we can actually get the job done, but then we lost the playoff final to the Democratic Republic of Congo. The only way we can actually accept not being part of the World Cup in 2026 is to get us the Afcon trophy. And that is just all. Personally, in my opinion, personally, as a fan of the Super Eagles, that is just what can actually bring soccer not qualifying for the World Cup. Even though I would have loved to watch the Super Eagles take part in World Cup in 2026. But winning the Afcon will actually take that place of not actually qualifying. But then, it's not an excuse that missing out in the World Cup was actually meant to be. A lot is actually going on with our football, and that has to be fixed administrative-wise. Administrative-wise, because football is being run, is being played in the field administratively. Once you got the administrative part of football 100% correct, you see the players' performance in the field reflecting that. So, there is no excuse going into this particular game, as the Super Eagles of Nigeria have all it takes to bring back the Afcon trophy back home. But then, the campaign begins tomorrow against the Taifa Stars of Tanzania. So, who will make your predicted 11 going into tomorrow's encounter against Tanzania? Drop your thoughts down below. Prediction. Like I said earlier, the Super Eagles of Nigeria and the Taifa Stars of Tanzania have met just once in 2016 in Afcon qualification in Group G. And the Super Eagles of Nigeria actually defeated the Taifa Stars of Tanzania 1-0 in Nigeria, and away in Tanzania, it was a goalless draw. So, in a neutral ground in Morocco where the Afcon is being hosted, I believe the Super Eagles of Nigeria, with this bundle of stars, the likes of Victor Osimhen, Samuel Chukwueze, Ademola Lookman, the former African Footballer of the Year, Wilfred Ndidi, Kevin Bassey, Alex Iwobi, we have the stars to actually take the Taifa Stars of Tanzania to the cleaners. So going into this particular game, my prediction to this game is the Super Eagles of Nigeria 3, Tanzania 0. What would be your prediction going into this particular encounter? Drop your thoughts down below. Please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to my channel. Catch you in the next video. Bye.